The famous Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius says, "Nothing can harm you more than your thoughts." Pause for a moment and think with me, my friend. How many times have you felt as if the whole world was against you? How many times have you found yourself trapped in a whirlwind of your emotions, unable to control them or even maintain your balance? The truth is that we all go through these moments. Life is not easy. It is full of storms and endless challenges. But the most important question is not how to avoid these storms, but how to remain steadfast amidst them. Today, I share with you habits that can be a turning point in your life. Habits that will give you the emotional strength to face the toughest situations and will make you a true leader of yourself. You will learn how to control your thoughts and emotions and how to face life's ups and downs with stability and courage. Inspired by the lessons of Stoic philosophy that have inspired humanity through the ages. But before we start, if you believe that building emotional strength is a crucial step towards a better life, hit the like button now and subscribe to the channel. Don't underestimate the value of your support. It is not just a click, but energy that motivates me to continue and share more ideas that might make a difference in your life and the lives of many others. Focus with me carefully, because every idea I share in this video is a step toward building yourself, a step toward a deeper understanding of yourself, and a step toward a stronger and more peaceful life. Let us begin our journey now. The power of resilience in your life, my friend, is indispensable, for life is full of unavoidable difficulties. Imagine yourself on a perfectly normal day. Everything is going as you planned, and suddenly something unexpected happens. Perhaps you lost something valuable, received shocking news, or felt like your entire world was collapsing around you. In that moment, what defines your strength? Is it luck, circumstances, or something much deeper than that? The Stoics have a simple answer, but one that carries deep wisdom. Strength comes from your resilience. This resilience is not a talent you were born with, but a skill you can acquire through practice and perseverance. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, says, "What troubles you is not what happens to you, but the way you look at what happens." Pause for a moment at this statement. Life was not and will not be easy, but it is not your opponent. It is your greatest teacher, testing you to reveal the extent of your toughness and capacity to grow. If you understand this, you will no longer see challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities to become stronger. Imagine you are playing a game, and each level is harder than the one before it. Will you stop at the first obstacle? Of course not. You will keep playing because each level makes you more skilled. Life is the same. Every problem you face is a new level, and progress requires you to learn the right question. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can this problem make me better?" My dear friend, listen to me carefully. Resilience is not just a philosophical idea, it is a life skill. Every time you face a difficulty and try to rise again, you become stronger. You may not notice this improvement immediately, but over time, you will find that the storms that once shook you have become mere passing breezes. Now think of a difficult situation you recently went through. Perhaps it was something that made you feel frustrated or even helpless. Try to look at it with fresh eyes, as if it were a chapter in the book of your life that makes you wiser and more steadfast. Always remember, life, no matter how harsh it may seem, is the best teacher you could ever have. Control of the mind, the key to everything. Everything starts here, in your mind. The thoughts swirling within you and the small conversations you have with yourself daily shape your reality and create your life. Imagine that you carry within you a captain steering a ship through the sea of life. If this captain is confused, angry, or distracted, where will the ship go? Certainly, it will get lost amid the raging waves. But if the captain is calm and focused, he will skillfully navigate the ship even through the fiercest storms. My friend, controlling the mind is not just a skill, it is the key to true strength. You cannot control everything that happens in the world around you, but you can control how you respond to these events. And here lies the game. The Stoics always said, "Do not ask what the world can offer you, but ask what you can offer yourself." Think for a moment. How many times have you felt angry or frustrated because of something beyond your control? Perhaps a hurtful word from someone or an unexpected situation. Now let me ask you, why do we give so much power to the things or people around us? Why do we allow them to control our minds and emotions? Controlling the mind means reclaiming that power and bringing it back inside you. To be the captain, not the circumstances. How is control achieved? The process is simple yet profound. You need to train your mind to pause before reacting. When you face a difficult situation, do not let emotion immediately take the lead. Stop, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this worth wasting my energy on? But let me tell you something. This is not easy, and controlling the mind requires daily practice, just as muscles need exercise to grow stronger. Make meditation or reflection a daily habit. Sit with yourself at the end of each day and ask, how could I have acted better? The Stoics call this exercise self-examination. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher and emperor, practiced it every night. He would sit with himself, reflect on his actions and reactions, and ask, was I the master of myself today? Listen to me carefully. If you can train your mind to control your reactions, you have already made it halfway toward emotional strength. Life will remain full of storms and challenges, but they will no longer be able to shake you easily. You will be the calm and confident captain steering the ship skillfully toward its destination, no matter how rough the waves may be. Deep breathing, the magic many overlook. Pause for a moment, my friend, and take a deep breath. No, not just a quick inhale and exhale. I want you to close your eyes now. Take a slow, deep breath as if you're filling your lungs with life itself. Then release this breath calmly and peacefully. This is the simple magic we neglect daily. Deep breathing is not just an automatic process that keeps us alive. It is a powerful tool, a mighty weapon you can use to control your nerves, your thoughts, and your emotions. Imagine this. When you feel stressed or angry, what happens? Your breaths become short and quick, your heart starts pounding violently, and your body gets ready as if preparing for a fight. But what if you could extinguish this storm with a single deep breath? Modern science has confirmed what Stoic philosophers knew centuries ago. When you breathe deeply, you send a signal to your body and mind that you are safe. It's a simple but powerful message. No need to panic. Everything is under control. Deep breathing brings you back to your center, to the present moment, to your true reality, away from your fears or anger. Imagine you're in a highly stressful situation. A tense work meeting, a heated argument, or even feeling helpless in the face of a seemingly unsolvable problem. At that moment, before you say a word or react in any way, stop. Take a deep breath. Consider this breath as a small pause inside your mind. Withdraw for a moment from the chaos to regain control. Deep breathing is not just a means of escape, it's a way to reset yourself. When you take those deep breaths, you're not running from the problem, but preparing to face it with a clearer, calmer mind. And this, my friend, is what distinguishes those who control their lives from those who are relentlessly pushed around by life. And it's incredibly simple. All you need is a minute or two each day to train yourself in this magic. Make deep breathing a habit, as if you're adding moments of calm in the midst of your busy day. Since you've reached this point, you're truly a remarkable person who cares about self-improvement and building emotional strength. This commitment of yours is a great first step toward the change you seek. Now, I want you to write in the comments, inner strength, to let us know that you followed along to this moment and that you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself. Learn to say no, a power that builds your life. How many times have you said yes to something when, deep down, you knew you should have said no? How many times have you found yourself trapped in situations you didn't want to be in, simply because you couldn't refuse? I want you to pause for a moment and think about these instances because they are more significant than you might realize. When you say yes to everything, you lose something important: your personal space, your precious time, and the energy of your soul. Imagine you are carrying a small bag, and every time you say yes to something you don't need, you add a new weight to that bag. What will happen? One day, the bag will become a heavy burden you can no longer carry. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful forms of emotional strength. It is proof that you know your limits, value your time, and won't allow anyone or anything to completely drain you. But why do we find it so hard to say no? Because we fear disappointing others. We're afraid people will think we don't care or that we'll seem selfish. But here's the truth you need to face. When you say yes to everything, you disappoint yourself first. You put your needs, dreams, and even your comfort on the sidelines. Saying no is not rejecting others, it's respecting yourself. Here's your task. When you face a new request or situation, ask yourself, is this worth my time? Will it add something to my life or bring me closer to my goals? If the answer is no, don't be afraid to say it loudly and clearly. It might feel difficult at first, but it gets easier with time. Because when you say no to what doesn't matter, You make room to say yes to what truly does. And that's the secret. Remember, my friend, true strength is not in pleasing everyone, but in building a life that aligns with your values and goals. If you want to become emotionally strong, start by protecting your boundaries. Say no to what doesn't serve you, and say yes to yourself. Accept what you cannot change, the art of inner peace. Imagine, my friend, that you are trying to swim against a strong current. The more you resist, the more you feel like you are drowning, your strength draining with no noticeable progress. Now, imagine stopping for a moment and letting yourself go with the flow. Suddenly, you find yourself floating calmly instead of sinking. This is the essence of accepting what you cannot change. Life is full of things we cannot control. The weather, the past, other people's decisions, and even some daily circumstances we face. Yet, we often find ourselves fighting these things as if anger or resentment could change them. The harsh truth is that we don't have control over everything, but we do have something greater. Control over how we respond to what happens to us. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, said, "You have great power within you, the power to choose how you respond to everything that happens to you." When you accept that there are things beyond your control, you will feel as if a large part of your worry and sadness has disappeared. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or abandoning your dreams. It means giving yourself the strength to focus your energy on what you can truly do. It allows you to see things clearly, without draining yourself in losing battles. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are stuck in heavy traffic, and time is passing while you feel you're late for an important appointment. Anger won't solve the problem. It won't make the cars move faster, and it won't turn back the clock. But if you say to yourself, "I can't control the traffic, but I can control my calmness right now," you'll find the situation becomes less stressful and overwhelming. It takes practice, and I know it's not easy. As humans, we love control. We always want things to go as we expect. But the truth is that life is far more complex than that. When you accept things as they are, without wasting your time resisting them, you will discover a level of inner peace you've never known before. True strength, my friend, is not in fighting everything, but in choosing your battles wisely. Remember, what you cannot change is not your enemy. It's part of the journey. Accept it and focus on what you can change now. Inner peace begins when you stop struggling against what is beyond your control. The power of thinking, the key that shapes your life. My friend, have you ever stopped to reflect on the fact that your thoughts are not merely a reflection of what happens around you? They are much more than that. Your thoughts are the force that shapes your life. They are the compass that guides you on your path. Imagine you own a garden. If you plant good seeds and take care of them, they will grow into fruitful trees and beautiful flowers. But if you neglect this garden and let the weeds overrun it, it will turn into complete chaos. Such are your thoughts. Every thought that crosses your mind is a seed. And the question is, how do you care for it? Controlling your thoughts is not about preventing negative ones from appearing. That's a natural part of the mind. But you can choose how to deal with them. Imagine a negative thought as a dark cloud passing through the sky. Will you stand under it and let it rain on you? Or will you allow it to pass and look for a bright spot under the sun? Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Your life is a reflection of your thoughts." Ponder these words carefully. If you see the world as a place full of obstacles and problems, you will live in a constant state of worry and stress. But if you view every challenge as an opportunity and every mistake as a lesson, you will discover a new strength within yourself and feel a peace you've never known before. Start today with a simple practice. When you notice a negative thought taking over your mind, pause for a moment and ask yourself, does this thought help me move forward? If the answer is no, let it pass quietly, without resistance. Just watch it as it moves on, like you're watching a movie from afar. Thinking is not just an automatic process. It's a skill that requires training and refinement. Over time, you'll notice your ability to direct your thoughts growing stronger, and you'll find yourself calmer and steadier in the face of life's challenges. Always remember, your thoughts are the seeds you plant in your inner garden. Plant them wisely, and your world will transform into a place filled with beauty and opportunities. The connection between mind and body, one team to build strength. My friend, have you ever stopped to reflect on the deep connection between your mind and body? We often act as if they are two separate entities. But the truth is that the mind and body are interconnected in ways deeper than we can imagine. When you take care of your body, you strengthen your mind, and vice versa. Let me paint a picture for you. When you're physically exhausted, have you noticed how negative thoughts take over? How the world seems heavier than it actually is? Or when you're caught in a whirlwind of anxiety and stress, how your body reacts? Perhaps you feel stomach pain, tightness in your chest, or even a sudden headache with no apparent cause. This isn't a coincidence, but a profound scientific and philosophical truth. For centuries, philosophers, especially the Stoics, understood this remarkable connection. They believed that the mind could only function efficiently if the body was in good condition. For this reason, they cared for their bodies, not as an end in itself, but as a means to liberate and strengthen their minds. Take yourself as a simple example. When you exercise, even if it's just a short morning walk, have you noticed how your day begins with a different energy? This isn't just because your body has become stronger, but because your mind becomes clearer and more prepared to face challenges. And it doesn't stop at exercise. Good nutrition, enough sleep, and even deep breathing are all tools that enhance this connection between your mind and body. Imagine your mind as the captain of a ship and your body as the ship itself. If the ship is worn out, how can the captain navigate it steadily through the waves? But there's an even deeper dimension. When you care for your body, you send a message to your mind that says, I am worth taking care of. I value myself. This simple message changes how you see yourself and how you perceive life around you. I want you to try something simple today. Take just a few minutes to care for your body, whether through a light exercise or relaxing with deep breaths. Then notice how your mental state changes afterward. You'll realize that the mind and body aren't just partners, but a fully integrated team, working together to build your emotional strength and mental clarity. Happiness, an inner choice, not a distant goal. How many times have you felt that happiness is far away, like an elusive dream? We chase it as if it were a lost treasure we need to discover, tying it to external things, money, success, or even the presence of certain people in our lives. But what if I told you that happiness isn't out there, but here, deep within you, waiting for you to uncover it? The Stoics realized this secret centuries ago. Happiness isn't about possessing things, but understanding oneself and making peace with life as it is. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Your happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts." Pause for a moment and think about that. Happiness isn't about what you own or what happens around you, but about how you interpret it. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people facing the same difficult challenge. The first sees it as the end of the world, drowning in sadness and despair. The second sees it as an opportunity to learn and grow, searching for new lessons. The result? The first lives in misery, while the second finds happiness even in the depths of the problem. The difference between them? Simply their way of thinking. But let's be realistic. Happiness isn't something that happens automatically. It requires creating small moments of it daily. Stop now for a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time you felt grateful for something simple? Perhaps it was a hot cup of coffee, the sunrise, or even a kind word you heard. These simple moments are the seeds of true happiness. Psychologists have proven that happiness isn't a permanent state, but short moments that recur as you train your mind to notice them. Did you know that simply writing down 3 things you're grateful for every day can completely change your mental state? It's a simple habit, but it's effective in reprogramming your mind to seek the positive instead of the negative. Most importantly, my friend, is to realize that happiness isn't the end of the road, but part of the journey. If you're waiting to achieve a specific goal to feel happy, you're missing the beauty of the present. Happiness isn't in the future, it's here and now. Always remember, happiness isn't a gift that comes from the outside, but a choice you make within yourself. The magic of forgiveness, the power of inner liberation. Forgiveness, my friend, may be one of the hardest steps we can take as human beings. When someone hurts you, betrays you, or causes you deep pain, the first feeling your heart experiences is the desire for revenge, or, at the very least, to hold on to the anger. Anger feels like it gives you a sense of power, as if you're regaining control of the situation. But let me ask you, does anger truly give you power? Or is it an invisible chain wrapping around your soul without you realizing it? Nelson Mandela, who endured years of oppression, once said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then waiting for the other person to die." Think about this. When you cling to anger or hatred, you're not hurting the other person, you're hurting yourself. Your heart becomes heavy and your thoughts remain stuck in the past, as if you're refusing to move forward. But forgiveness is not just a gift you give to others. It is an act of self-liberation. When you forgive, you put an end to the pain's control over you. Forgiveness doesn't mean accepting the wrong or compromising your dignity. It's a conscious decision not to let what happened continue to dictate your life. You may ask, how can I forgive? How can I let go of this pain? First, forgiveness isn't a single moment, but a journey that begins with accepting your emotions. Don't deny your anger or sadness. Allow yourself to feel, but don't stay there for too long. Then, remind yourself that forgiveness isn't about approving of what happened. It's a choice to start a new chapter for yourself. Ask yourself, do I want to remain stuck in the past or move toward a more peaceful future? Forgiveness isn't weakness. It is the greatest form of strength. It is a declaration that you are bigger than the pain and stronger than the injustice. It is the power that makes you the master of yourself instead of a prisoner of your emotions. Try today to take the first step in this journey. Begin by lightening the weight of anger in your heart. You will see how new doors of inner peace will open for you, and you will feel as though you've freed yourself from chains you didn't realize were binding you. Forgiveness, my friend, is not surrender but triumph, and it is the key to your true peace.